Arnab, my next question is to you. I mean, couple of days back, I was watching this Netflix series about Bill Gates, Inside Bill's Brain, and he has pledged almost all his wealth to cure the problems of the world in Africa and India, other issues, diseases, and all of that. Now, he was spending his money, and suddenly Warren Buffett also pledged about $31 billion of his wealth to Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And Bill Gates said, now I have a more I feel more responsible now, because I would not have felt bad if I wasted my money, but I would feel bad if I waste Warren's money. Now if you take this analogy to startups, a lot of startup founders do not feel bad wasting investors money. As Nandi pointed out, they become aggressive, they take wrong calls because it's not their money. How do we make sure the startups also start feeling accountable and responsible for somebody else's money, and they take it very seriously? That how will they sleep if they're wasting somebody else's money? How do we inculcate this emotion or this feeling that it's they should be feeling accountable and responsible for somebody else's money?
Wow, that is a really hard question. Let me try to answer this. Okay. There has to be a balance. If, as an angel investor, if you to put too much of accountability and breathe down their neck every day, you're going to hamper productivity. And I've seen that happen in several cases. I'll not name the company, but there is a company which I helped them to raise the funds, and there were 5 angel investors involved. Each and every one of them had a different vision, had a different idea. Everybody wanted accountability at a different part of the day. So every 2 hours discussion in the day, 10 hours of the founders' time is gone just to impress the founders. Impress the investors. That's unproductive. We understand that. At the same time, I've met founders also who will say that your job is just to give the money, and I will not tell you anything.
You mean investors?
Yes. Don't tell me what to do. I am the genius out here. That's also a huge problem. And that's why I mentioned in the very first question that, investors versus startup entrepreneurs is a marriage. We both have to do compromises. We have to both understand each other very well. Vision is a very important part. Also, we have to understand the vision may change as the market may change. I want to add out here, you have the pattern recognition for every phone these days, like you have to put a pattern to lock your phone or unlock your phone. Imagine the startup scenario is like that. Every second, the pattern changes. So if you went to some other entrepreneur, he will give you this pattern works, but next time you try it, it will not work. It is so dynamic that everything is changes. So Og Mandino had written a book called Greatest Salesman of the World, which says that experience is often overhyped. What might work today might not work tomorrow. And it's perfectly applicable for startups. So nobody knows what is happening, just like Corona. Nobody knows what is happening around the world. Everybody has an opinion about it. So when it comes to accountability, ideally by default, when you actually do the initial psychoanalysis test of the other personality understanding of the entrepreneurs, nobody is there to waste money. Everybody is working for that, the vision of the company, and very passionate about it. Otherwise, you wouldn't have invested in it. But their vision of approaching it or execution might be different from what you feel like. Another thing is like that, there might be 2 different approaches to it. One is short-term gain, short-term away. Okay, let me tell you this. You remember the movie Social Network? Well, Eduardo was actually forcing him for ads, and Zuckerberg is saying that ads are not cool. See, both are right questions. Facebook actually succeeded, but Twitter didn't. Twitter should have got the ad way. So again, there is lack of right answers to it. So you can't really make a hard and fast compliance-based rule that you should do that. But yes, there should be certain fiduciary reporting. There should be certain seat on the board, which can be influenced by the investors. Having some board of advisors and mentors who have seen the game helps, because most startup entrepreneurs are usually very young and hasn't seen the world from a different perspective. They might be technically very strong, very energetic, innovative, absolutely smarter than the rest of the people in the room, but experience and wisdom play a role out there. So I really don't know how to answer that question, whether that can be, if you force that kind of, imprisonment over a startup entrepreneur, you might not see the greatest innovations of the world. That's the risk. It's a part of the game. And if you are if you're a control freak, I think you should invest in probably lesser risky assets than startup investments. Startup comes with risk, and entrepreneurs are going to take the risk. You have to be very, very okay with that and let them fly. As simple as that.
Absolutely. I think you are absolutely right. So I think investors also understand that if they invest in 10 startups, about six or seven are bound to fail, and they will only be able to make money in about two or three. And it's definitely a marriage. I hope before the investors and entrepreneurs marry, if there was a concept of dating, to know each other first and then they marry, that would have perhaps worked.
But
Anyways,
that's what happens actually.
yeah.
Today a lot of stress is given on the meetings. And if I tell you the ratio, uh, this is I have found the hard way. In a 10 startup investment, you're bound to lose all your money in two startups for sure, two to three startups, nothing doing. Uh, for 4 to 5 startups, you will not make any money or minimal returns, but at least your assets going to be secured. There's only 1 or 2 startups which are going to make you rich, and that's good enough.
Yes, I think that mathematics is absolutely correct. So